I'm always looking for the best way to keep my animals, and you guys have seen that lately I've been using that Herptopia coconut husk bedding, and I really like it. So when they invited me down to the St. Louis area to see their factory and learn a little bit more about that product, I decided to take them up. But first we're going to hit the Cincinnati Zoo. We're going to have a good time. Just to clear things up, this is not a paid endorsement. It's not a branding deal. I'm getting nothing at all to check this out, but we're going to get to the bottom of it. Next stop, St. Louis. So when the guys from Midwest Organics invited me down, I had to come check it out. And let me back up for 1 second. I'm always looking for the best product for my animals and also to refer to you guys. And when they gave me a few samples of the coconut husk, I started using them on a few snakes and actually even gave them to a couple of my employees to use to see what kind of a deal is. Let's face it, sometimes bedding is bedding, right? Well, the truth is that I was really impressed with the way this worked, and I'm going to show you some examples in a little bit of what I mean. The biggest part is the fact that you want something to absorb moisture, but you don't want it to be wet, because if your animals are wet, they can get fungal infections. So I really like this product, but I wanted to learn more about it. What was the process? And when I heard something about patent technology, I was really intrigued. So let's get right into it. All right, so I better get some other skill sets just in case the whole snake breeding thing doesn't work out, you know? So this is how they bag Herptopia, and it seems pretty simple. You just have to put this bag over here, hit this button, and away we go. All right, guys, that may have been the worst bag ever. I mean, look at this. I've got a hole on the top. Regardless, I think that I might want to stick to snake breeding and doing animals rather than bagging. But anyways, that's the process. You basically just, you know, get it in the bag, you feed it through, and obviously you don't feed it through crooked, but there it is, finished product. I'm always interested in coming up with the best products, not only for my animals, but also to give you guys advice. So when the guys from Midwest Organics invited me out, I was excited to check it out. I thought that the Herptopia bedding was really interesting, but regardless, this is basically what coconut husk comes in, just like a brick form like this. And in most of the manufacturers, basically what they do is they just grind this block up. So if you want chunkier stuff, they grind it to chunky. If you want really thin stuff, they grind it to really thin granular stuff. The point is, there's more to coconut husk than just a hunk. There's actually 3 parts to a coconut husk. You basically have that granular stuff, you have the chunky stuff in the middle, and then the kind of fluffy stuff on the outside. Now, Midwest Organics actually does a cat litter with the more fine granular stuff that's really absorbent, but of course the stuff that we usually use for reptiles would be more of this stuff right here, which is more fluffy, this great bedding, and that's the stuff that I'm using. Now the problem is that even when you get this outer husk, you can see there's still a lot of dust in there. So what's interesting is they have a patent process to actually separate the 3 layers of coconut husk out, as well as take all the dust out. So that really helps out. All right, so this crazy machine behind me is what makes the magic. It basically crushes up or grinds that big chunk of coconut husk, and it goes into different things like this and the more granular stuff like this. You can kind of see where this is right here. And basically what it goes through a process where it's grinding, then it's screening, then it's grinding, and then it's screening until eventually it gets the 3 types of things that they actually want, which is basically all the dust separated out, and then you have this fine stuff like I just showed you here, and then of course you have this that is not only the perfect consistency, but also it comes out and the dust is taken out. Now it's really important that that dust and that kind of fine stuff is taken out, because when you wet this, it stays nice and wet, but it doesn't become like a slurry mix. And I'm going to show you guys what I mean by that in 1 minute. But regardless, this process here, the process of actually separating it out, is what's patented. And this place is the only place that does it. And it's really great for your reptile. All right, so now we're going to put this product to the test. The idea really is absorbency and making it just a better product for your reptile. So what we have here is literally a cup of like the standard commercial coconut husk. This is what you would buy at the store. Not going to name the brand, but I'm going to just pour that in here like that. And then I'm going to do an equal amount of water right here. I'm just going to pour that in here. We're going to let that sit for 1 second. Now I'm going to take the Midwest Organic stuff with their patent process. I'm going to pour that in there, again, with the exact same amount of water as the other one. What I'm going to do is just take a spoon and kind of stir it up and see what kind of absorbency it has, right? So just, you know, kind of like eating the morning cereal here. And you can already see how chunky it's getting, where it's like basically right now the water is basically gone. I mean, you know, it's wet, but it's basically gone. And as you can see, I mean, nothing in there whatsoever. I mean, I can pull this back like this and there's no water. It's completely absorbed. Now on the other hand, let's go to this product here, and I'll stir and stir and stir, and it starts to absorb. You know, there's no doubt that it does absorb, but you can already tell that it's not absorbing nearly as well. But I'm going to continue to just stir it up and see what happens here. And again, after I basically have stirred it around, you can still see there's a ton of water in there, right? As a matter of fact, so much water, check this out. I'm going to pour this water that's in that brand into the Midwest Organic stuff. Pour that water in there, stir this in, and still there's no excess water whatsoever. So that just gives you an idea of the absorbency. When you take that process and you take out basically the stuff that's not going to absorb water, you take it out of the product so that the stuff that you have left, that coconut husk that you have left, is just absorbing everything, because that's what you want. When you have a cage, you want it to absorb whatever, whether it spills water, it goes pee, whatever it may be. And one of the things that's great about all coconut husk is that it's carbon based, so it takes a lot of the odor out. So when you have a product like this that basically, and you can kind of see, even when I squeeze it, no water really comes out, just a couple drips. Whereas take a look at this. I actually removed about 1/4 of the water, and still, look at that. That is a huge difference. Now think about that. If that's in your cage, that mess is going to be in your cage, whereas you have the other stuff, it's not going to be nearly as messy. I tell you what, guys, I can't prove it any more than that. This product is awesome. So there you have it, guys. As far as this part of the journey, we're heading off to a cool dinner where they toss buns at you, and then we're going to head to the St. Louis Zoo to just check that place out. I tell you what, Herptopia is a fantastic bedding, and Midwest Organics it's been so awesome. You guys can check them out at herptopia.com if you'd like to. It's a product that I certainly think is awesome. And anyways, I'm out of here. Let's go eat some crazy food. So guys, I hope you've learned a little bit about this bedding. I've been really happy with it, to be honest with you. If you like it, go ahead. I'll put a link down in the description to their website, and you can use it if you so like. To me, it was pretty awesome. And as always, with all my adventures, I'm Facebook and Instagram and Snapchatting and tweeting my way through things. So make sure to follow me over at SnakeBytesTV. Until next week, you've been watching Snake Bites.